All right, let's check out today's clips.
Watch this clip, guys.
I've seen a few posts about this and I wanted to comment on it because I have a personal experience with it. It isn't something that's happening in the future, it's something that's happening now. I rented a car in Europe, and as the woman handed me the car keys, she said, "This is a brand new car." And she was like super excited about it. She was like, "It's 2026. And I was like, "Awesome. No one's had a chance to like fart or smoke in it. This will be great." And I'd driven it for a day or two, and I was getting on a highway. It was a 6-lane highway. And all of a sudden the gas stopped working, and I'm pressing on the gas. I can't get the car to go. So the car is dinging, it's making all this noise, and I can't figure out what's going on. And I look at the dashboard, and in English it says, "Sit up straight, we can't find your eyes." Why do you need to see my eyes? That was my first thought. And I'm short, so I sit low in the seat, and I guess, I don't know, maybe I'd been driving a while and I'd kind of slouch down more instead of sitting upright. And when I sat upright, the gas would work once again. And so I pressed the gas, but I was slowing down enough that it was going to cause a traffic hazard. And the thing is, it knew I wasn't asleep because I was pressing on the gas. So it knew I was awake. It just wanted to see my eyes. So once I sat upright and leaned forward, I guess it did facial recognition. And then it says, "May I send you these results to a third party?" To which I said, "No, you may not." No. Who is the third party? First of all, who's watching me drive the car to begin with? Secondly, who is the third party you're sending it to? And lastly, it is so dangerous. There are so many scenarios where losing control of the gas can put a car in a very dangerous situation. Like, what if I was pulling out in front of a semi-truck? What if I was going over a railroad track? And the absolute worst part is the argument for this is to combat sleepy drivers. And the truth is, if you fall asleep while you're driving, you're not going to be pushing down all the way on the gas. You're going to let up. You're going to relax. No one keeps their foot pointed while they're asleep. And if they say, "Well, what about cruise control?" Then just take off cruise control. Disable cruise control in cars. That's the solution. Not, "I need to see your eyeballs for the car to work." There's so many dangerous implications for this. But even if you're using it just for the good implication, sleepy drivers, we need to see eyeballs at all times, it's still wrong. It's still a stupid idea.
What about Asian people? I mean, there are some Asian people that have really, really thin eyes that look like they're freaking closed all the time. But no, seriously, like, the technology is just getting too much. It's getting too advanced. It's that old, just because we can do something doesn't mean we have to do it, right? We don't need all of this technology in our cars. We don't need all this technology anywhere. And it's advancing way too fast, right? I'm a big proponent of going back. Let's go back to the days of much, less technology. Personally, I would like to go back to the days of like the 1800s, except have indoor plumbing. But this technology is it's too much sometimes.
There's a sign that says DEI is racist, and I want you to elaborate on that because I'm a little confused.
DEI basically tells people that your skin color, your immutable characteristics about you, are more important than your character and your merit.
Well, what about the people who are still being oppressed?
Who are those people?
The black people.
So what can you do that I can't do?
Well, as a white man, you have a...
They always think they're being oppressed. It's just like ingrained into them. You're not being oppressed. You're not. Nobody's oppressing you. You're you're oppressing yourselves. But you have just as much freedom. You have just as much right. You have just as much opportunity to do anything else that everybody else can do.
have a better chance of getting a job than I do.
That is not true. That is literally the entire point
true?
of DEI. If you had a business, would you want someone there whose skin color is like yours or someone who's going to do a good job?
Someone who's going to do a job that I want them to do, regardless of the race or skin.
There you go, exactly. That's the whole point of DEI. DEI tells them it doesn't matter about what you do if you're going to be good at your job. It tells you, because you're black, you come and get the job over someone else just because you're black.
Right. But
which is racist.
Introduce into the record page 55 from the committee's interview with FBI employees. Just have some administrative matters first. I wanted to introduce into the record page 55 from the committee's interview with FBI employee Roya Demlow, who first I wanted to introduce into the record page 55 from the committee's interview.
What is going on there? Is she on drugs or is this AI? I don't know, but
With page 55 from the committee's interview, which took place on July 17, 2023.
I'm sure that this video is either going to get violated or suppressed and nobody's ever going to see it, but I'm going to make it anyway because it just feels that important. These right here are some of Lil E's victims, and they had a whole hearing today where they got to speak about what they went through. And not just at the hands of Jeff, but at the hands of the Department of Justice of the United States of America. When they passed that law, the E-Transparency Act, it's a literal law. It said that they could not redact the names of any of the perpetrators, and they were not allowed to release the names of any of the victims. And they ended up doxing the victims absolutely brutally. One woman's name was in there 500 times. But they absolutely redacted the names of people that the FBI had named in the files as possible co-conspirators. They re-victimized these women all over again while covering up for people that are very likely implicated in horrific things. And I know that some of you guys are going to be like, JD, it was so long ago, why do you care? They took out kids' teeth so that they couldn't bite. They had hundreds of gallons of sulfuric acid to dispose of evidence. And what do you think that evidence was? If that's not something that you're going to take a stand on, you don't need to be here. You can kick rocks and flip-flops.
No.
yeah, I totally agree. I mean, well, like, why are people so like okay with this stuff? Right? Like he said, like some people are like, why do you even care anymore? That was so long ago. It doesn't matter how long ago it was. These were horrific acts that happened against children. It shouldn't matter how long ago it happened. I mean, I really am just amazed that we have all these protesters out protesting so much bullshit. Absolute bullshit. Why aren't these protesters marching down to the FBI offices? Right? Do actual something good. Stop going out there with your stupid no kings when there aren't any fucking kings. All right? Go to the fucking FBI office, break down the fucking door, and get these fucking files so we can find out who these people are. All right? No more of this, I'm oppressed and you're a racist and no kings. No more of that bullshit. Nobody cares about that shit. It's all a lie. We need to figure out what is going on with these fucking files.
Oh, hell. So here you go. Neil Armstrong's space boots and Neil Armstrong's footprints. Oh, man. Y'all, this is crazy. Let me know what you think in the comments.
This is what mental illness and delusion looks like.
This along. Oh yeah. Hey.
I'm not a woman.
Hey.
Really? Because you sound and look like one.
Okay, cool. I don't care. Why do I care?
You guys just called me a woman, so I have to reassure you that you're talking to another man.
Oh, sorry. I was looking for the other man in that video.
I'm not here to argue about gender. I'm here to argue about sin.
Sin, but you've switched up about 6 times since I've been over here.
No, you started talking about gender. I don't even care.
No. I've been over here about
I don't care what gender you are.
So you're gonna let me speak.
I don't care what gender
No,
you
you're
are.
gonna let me speak. You're not. You're
Why do I have to let you speak? What? You don't. Hey, don't.
Yep. When all else fails as a liberal and your point isn't being made, just attack. Get physical. Get violent. Terrorize. Sounds about left.
Come on. Hey, you just committed a crime.
So, no, I did not.
Yes, you did. You just committed a crime.
So you're gonna let me speak?
No, I'm not.
I'll just keep unplugging.
No, I'm not.
Oh, are you scared of a woman?
No.
Oh, wait a minute. Did you just say, are you afraid of a woman? When he backed up from you and didn't want to confront you? Funny, because I thought you were a man. Interesting how the genders change just like that when you want to make your point and become a victim. Now he's attacking a woman.
Yeah, oh, now you're a woman. Now you're a woman.
I'm not a woman.
Are you a man or a woman? I'm confused.
I think she's confused as well.
Come on. I've been so long.
Yep, that's it. They can't explain themselves. All they can do is attack, attack, attack. They have no facts. They have no basis for what they believe because it's all bullshit. And they know it's bullshit and there's nothing they can do to defend it. So it's constant attack. How many videos have we seen? Right? In all my videos that I've posted, I know there's not many people watching them, but almost every video I post, there's some liberal person attacking a person who's just speaking truth and facts. Because that's all they can do is attack.
Yeah. Lost the argument, so let's just go to assault. Because I've got nothing else. And we wonder why so many of them turn into mass shooters.
Right, I'm putting out this warning right now. If you've got a friend that likes to prank you, don't click on really any link that they're sending you that's unidentified. The video that you guys just watched shows a person with an iPhone, and you'll notice their screen is messed up here. There's a mooing sound going on in the background, their color is all off here, and it's extremely zoomed in, and this is referred to as the cow virus. So basically, pranksters have taken it upon themselves to make everybody's lives harder by creating this Apple Shortcuts link that people click on. Now, this link is not a literal computer virus as most other links are. Instead, it messes with your phone settings, specifically the magnification. It also inverts colors, and it creates this really annoying mooing ringtone that constantly plays. It's extremely inconvenient to deal with, but it's not literally damaging your phone, which is a positive, I guess. If you guys have this issue, here's a way to fix this. You can go through the settings and do this yourself.
If California has nothing to hide, then why are they acting so darn suspicious? They are blocking audits of the voter rolls right and left. Of course, this comes right after what looks like they stole the LA mayoral primary. Oh, but they didn't commit fraud. Yeah, well, let's talk about how this system actually works. California requires IDs for gym memberships, employer badges, credit cards, prescription labels, insurance cards, but hey, not when it actually matters, voting. They allow something called ballot harvesting, where third parties can scoop up stacks of completed ballots with little to no oversight. That's not suspicious. No voter ID requirement for polls. Thousands of unattended drop boxes. Some set on fire, stolen, or just destroyed. Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious. Homeless people are paid to fill out the ballots and use other people's addresses. That's a proven fact. Oh, and the mail-in ballots? Yeah, they're still being shipped to people's houses who don't even live there anymore and moved out of state. Oh, the counting. Brazil, with over 140 million voters, they found out same-day election. California has a fraction of that population, yet it takes weeks. And let's talk about what just happened in LA. Nithya Raman, who didn't even win her own city council District 4. She didn't even finish in the top 2 there. Bass led much of it, and Pratt took chunks. So tell me, how is it that someone who couldn't even win number 2 in her own backyard surged ahead citywide for those late mail-in ballots? Her voters poured in mail-in ballots. Spencer Pratt got next to nothing for them. Aaron Bass just cruised easily. Tell me the statistic odds of that. I'll be honest, I was not expecting Spencer Pratt to take first place, okay? But I sure as hell was not expecting Ramen Noodles to claw her way into second. California, you love to lecture the rest of America about defending democracy, yet you're the ones who've gutted it.
Yeah, exactly. And this is what I was saying earlier. Again, we got people protesting no kings, right? Pointing at the right, calling them wannabe dictators. Yet here we have the left doing dictatorship things, right? Fraud, corruption, creating outcomes. The outcomes for votes that they want, for elections that they want. That's what dictatorships do. Dictatorships make you pretend. Dictatorships pretend that your vote counts. They let you think that your vote counts when it really doesn't because they just manipulate the votes anyways. That's what the left is doing. Yet they still point at the right and say that the right are the people who want to be dictators.
They are just clueless.
Commit a criminal offense.
It's actually not a crime.
What's not a crime?
To come across the border.
It's not.
It's not a crime.
Under what? What says that?
Since
what in
when?
the U.S. Code or
What U.S. Code says it is a crime?
Title 8 right here. This is Title 8 in the U.S. Codes right here. 1325. It is a criminal offense for illegal entry. It's a criminal federal misdemeanor offense.
It is.
You get fines and jail time if.
Imagine being so stupid that you actually go out and protest something and you don't even know the actual rules, the actual laws. At least take 5 minutes to look it up before you go out there and try to protest something.
if they want to prosecute you criminally, but they actually just do it civilly and just deport people and send them back home, which is very gracious.
Yeah. Well, I mean, illegal entry.
Yes.
Can you define illegal entry?
Coming into the country illegally and unauthorized.
That's kind of cyclical definition, though. If you call it
Coming into the country unvetted with no documents and no paper, unauthorized by the United States.
It is a crime. I'm sorry.
Runs the world. Who runs the world? Well, the scriptures say that Satan actually runs the world. He is the prince of this world. But currently, there's an oligarchy that's really hard to pinpoint of who's actually calling the shots. And that's really what's happening in this election, is that the presidency is no more. It's really kind of a shadow government of administrative experts that call the shots. That the president is basically just a Hollywood actor or actress that goes around, posts for pictures, gets to produce speeches. They don't actually make any decisions. And so the form and the structure of government, as the founding fathers intended, is no more.
I'm going to show you 4 different short clips.
Congratulations. How do you turn this around? Well, first off, I need first thank my Lord Savior.
You see what happened there? They silenced out the word Jesus. Next.
Only way to really cure that what's on the inside is understanding that Jesus Christ died for our sins. And so to me, on a micro level, it's understanding.
And just like that, we lost him. I know.
Cut him off immediately when he started talking about the gospel. Next.
NFL season and a record-setting performance for you. What does this moment mean?
I mean, it's been amazing being in this city for as short as I've been. First and foremost, I just want to give my glory and praise my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. I mean...
Oh, they did some editing and took the Jesus part out. And the last one.
Second, I got to thank my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. Today means so much more than putting on this green jacket in many ways. All right, so a technical glitch there from Augusta Dash.
That's all I'm going to say.
Enjoy your cult. That is the final line of the message that I got last week from my college best friend, the maid of honor in my wedding. And I don't know if she was referring to the MAGA cult, which I'm apparently in primarily because I want our country to be great again, or just the Christian cult where I believe what's said in the Bible and I don't believe what the culture says to us. I think that's the hardest part of being a more conservative leaning content creator, is when people make really bold assumptions about you without really knowing your true character. I mean, this was apparently my best friend, but then again, she never once reached out during Matt's deployment. The only time she reached out was when I said something negative about Taylor Swift. Or when I said that people shouldn't go to mediums according to the Bible because it's communicating with demons. She got really mad about that. And you can get upset with what I say, but the thing that really gets me is like this party of inclusion and tolerance that we always hear about. Yet they will intentionally say hurtful things to get under your skin. I have blocked thousands of people with unkind comments. A lot of people that I have once embraced and told them that I love, that I never once said anything unkind to them directly, but they felt the need to message me or comment and just absolutely berate my character. And I've heard a lot of people say to stop sharing, stop talking about my faith, stop talking about where I see our society going, stop talking about my political leanings. And I've considered it, definitely considered it. But more important than considering, I've prayed about it. And I've heard.
I wonder, would people be telling her to not talk about her faith or in particular her political leanings if she was a left-wing liberal? Because they seem to be all over the internet, you know, and they're supporting each other. But as soon as you come out and you say something that like leans right, oh, you shouldn't say that, you're going to get attacked. How about we just let people say what they want to say, right?
Heard God say to keep going. I don't know why. I really wish I could stop because I've shed so many tears and had so much grief over all of it.
You know, and also they're the ones that accuse her of being in a cult. You know, it's the left is the cult. We've covered that in previous videos, right? They're the ones who manipulate young children and they're the ones who manipulate elderly people, two of the most vulnerable people of our society. Right. And then when you try to talk to those people, what do? They say, don't talk to anybody who's not left-wing leaning. Right. If somebody tries to talk to you about anything political that leans right, just walk away. Don't even go to family holidays if you have a family member who is considered conservative or right-wing leaning. That's what cults do, right? They tell you to separate yourself from other people who don't think the same things that you do because they don't want people to undo your brainwashing.
Of this, but God has told me to keep going. So if you are still here, I appreciate you. It's been a heck of a week. I love you guys, and
all right. That's all I got for you in this one. As always, head down in the comment section, leave your thoughts and opinions on any of the clips that we saw today, and thank you for watching.